Hello. Nobody's watching yet, but I'm gonna get started soon. Okay, stream's working. Setting up my windows on my other monitor. I can quickly Google foo. Okay, I apologize if you don't like my audio quality. I have not yet been able to procure a better microphone. I'm going to wait till anyone shows up to actually show what's going on here. But for those catching this on YouTube, I'll do a quick summary. This is the time of ending. It is a final year school project between me and three other programmers in my program. We are doing a co-op action adventure game, and the goal of the game, we're just trying to get a demo up before a couple of the shows we have to go to in March, and we want to polish that demo as much as possible. But the overarching game is a combination between like Secret of Mana, with all the elements, Zelda with the puzzle solving, and the bosses that are puzzles, and a bit of Chrono Trigger in there. We've kind of thrown that in at the end, where all the elemental abilities can kind of combine together to make really cool elemental combos. So we're at about halfway through our initial development. We have this demo level, which is in transition. We showed off the level. I've got some YouTube videos. If you click my YouTube link below the channel here, or you're watching this on YouTube already, you'll find them here. Got some YouTube videos of that demo level, but we were basically showing off what we had done so far in terms of mechanics, and imported a few of our friends' assets to have them see if they would fit into the aesthetics of our game. So we had basic control scheme going, the UI is mostly done, and the AI was started. We had one enemy that could work. So now, today, I'm planning to work on, I just got some new assets from one of my artists, so I'm going to be updating a couple blueprints to use those new assets. So right here in the middle are the new assets we got. We got a new darker grass block. This is the old one, but it's our old dark rock block, and I asked for a lighter one, so we got a lighter one. And then I've got a brick wall that will be turning into a prefab because I don't have one for it yet. What kind of looks like this guy. So I might hold off on making a prefab for that one today, because I did ask the artist to make it a bit more square so that I can rotate it and make it a floor block as well as a wall block. He'll be getting that back to me. Okay, so basically here are some existing prefabs from the old green. I might call them prefabs, but they're blueprints. They're the old green, lighter green grass blocks. What I want to do is I want to take this and make it a 4x4 of these size dark green blocks. And then we can quickly populate the floor when we're making levels. We have a level editor coming, and it's going to do one block at a time, and you can drag, and it'll be much easier to use the level editor then. But for now, we've just got huge. We've got some huge cobblestone block, huge grass block, etc. So I actually kind of like the light and the dark now, so I want to basically double all the prefabs. So I've already made the small grass block into this block. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing for a bit. And if anybody shows up and says hi in the chat, I'll start showing off some more about what's actually going on with the game. I'll try to talk to myself as much as possible so that it's not boring to watch if you're watching all the way through. But this will be kind of boring stuff for a little bit. Okay, so first I'm going to take this huge grass block that I've got highlighted now, and I'm going to update it. So if I go to my viewport, you can see right now it's just 4 grass blocks, and I've scaled them up appropriately so that they fit in the 4x4 of ratio that we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is basically do this all over again, but make it 4x4 instead of 2x2. There. Yep, so and then my default grass block, I also want to be the lighter grass block, so I am going to just change my material to the darker one. I renamed them because they all got imported as material too. Yeah, that seems to. Okay, so now we'll make these smaller, so they're going to be half their size. So thanks, Waco Boy. Welcome to the stream. We're going to do 5. Start. Okay, now what I found pretty nice was if you go to top mode, you can see them here on the grid, and you can see where they are relative to the origin. So makes it a little easier to just move them. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. The top one will be a little off too. Okay. I think I have to fix. Okay. Snap that. Save it. Use it all. Okay, I haven't done this in a blueprint before, but in the editor, if you hold Alt and drag, you'll make a copy. And it does not appear that will work. So I'm going to duplicate this one. We'll call it grass block 5. And drag it out. And we're going to do this 5, so 9 more times. Grass block. Duplicate. So what I'm doing right now, Waco Boy, is making a prefab basically, or a blueprint, with a whole bunch of grass blocks at once that I can just place in the level. So you can see they're kind of updating as I'm updating it, but I want it to be a 4x4. This floor will fill back in when I'm done with all my editing. Halfway done, guys. Except started before. Press block 9. I'm just going to copy this. I don't have to keep typing it. And I'll hit enter properly. Four more. Special. Okay. 15. And duplicate for final 16. Okay, so I used the top view just to get it all aligned perfectly, and then I'll go back to perspective view and show you what it looks like. So it's basically a 4x4 tile, so I can quickly make flat floors in the level. We're using a tile-based system because I want it to feel a bit like a Metroidvania, where you can break open some of these and you're going to be searching through blocks and you don't know which blocks are hiding secrets. So that's huge grass blocks. So now if I go back here, it'll fill in the floor. So because I had a whole bunch of huge grass blocks already set up. So now last time I had like little gaps. Yeah, you can see there's little gaps in here. So I had to go through and scale up every couple of blocks by like a 0.01 to fill that gap in. Actually, it looks like there's some kind of misalignment. See how this one is up and to the left a bit more than its neighbor. So I gotta go back in here. And we're gonna basically look for gaps. Okay, so these, you can kind of see this is a darker, bigger gap here. And if I spin it around, it looks like it was just these ones over here. Could do with a nudge. Take scale actually. And I don't know if this is the best way to do things. Trying to make sure there's no gaps. So I've been using Unreal for about a year. So I would say I'm about an intermediate user. Now it might still look aligned when you're zoomed in, but we're actually never zooming in. I just want to make sure there's no weird gaps. when I'm looking at from my main camera angle. Okay, so I'm going to play here and find my controller. Put my controller. Oh, I'm blind. Again, this is work in progress. This is also our test level, so there's lots of random things placed in the level to test them out. Frame rate is not super great. I want to eventually fix that. So you can see how from my main camera angle I can see gaps now in the floor. Right there. Oh, you can't see it on the screen because it's on the screen. Here, I'll play in my editor window. Okay, so you see on the left there, where near the skeleton to the left, there's a line. That's what I'm trying to avoid with that repopulation. So every time I move to a certain angle, you can see through the ground. And it also affects my minimap as well. You can see the minimap is just a really high up camera. But if you're looking right here, the bottom right corner here, you can see there's like white lines when I move around. And that's all because of the way that overlap is working. Trying to remove that. So let's go back in. Do the huge grass block. Maybe if I have all of them selected, I can make them all 2.55. Well, it's going to rebuild the navigation every time I do this. Okay. And then I'm also going to highlight each one. Let's highlight the entire row. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure they're all on the same X values and Y values by row. 50, -50. One's off. One of them's off. So if I go -50, align them all. -1. And then we're going to grab the columns and make sure their Y's are all the same. 150. Okay, so it says multiple there, so that means 50. Okay, so this should now have perfect alignment. Come back in. I'm looking for the white lines as I'm walking across my minimap. They still kind of scatter in and out as it's loading image. And I'm looking for them as I move to the northeast. And I'm not seeing any at the moment. So I think we fixed that issue. Yay. Okay. Get back in and fix the rest of these. Okay, so the huge cobblestone its static mesh is different than the others. Actually, I think the rock is too. Like, I'm going to make another huge grass block. I can just duplicate this. I'm going to call it huge light grass. And I'm just going to open that and go back to my viewport here. So it's the same as the one I just made. I just had. But what I'm going to do is highlight all of these and change their material back to the lighter grass. So I have a darker grass here And the lighter grass. Actually, I think I'm going to go rename those materials. But now I have a huge light grass block. I can put this in to my scene, and it is just the same as this, but a lighter version of the grass. For a prettier time, don't grab everything. Okay, so I've got huge grass. I'm going to call this huge dark grass. Then I'm going to make my huge rock block. The way I just had it, I'm going to do the same thing I just did. So, pop anyway. Moving it around. Okay, we're going to duplicate these. Lighting, copy the names. Yep. Why I compiled there. Habit. Whenever you see the question mark, if you compile it, it'll save it all. And I crashed because I shouldn't have compiled. I think I saved most of the things, so it shouldn't be too bad. We'll just see if there's anything I can avoid. So when you get these error crashes, this is the call stack. This is the last thing that was called. So it's usually something that happened here. I'm just checking if it's any of my code. No, it just looks like a general crash. Doesn't look like I used anything. So you can kind of see where it says UE4 release 4.9, etc. That means it's the engine. I was looking for, we have a time of ending folder for all of our code, and it's not in there. So I'll just send and restart. I compiled a dirty blueprint. It had no code in it. Because those blueprints don't do anything yet. So. Just try to give them a helpful thing for them to figure out what happened. We'll restart that up and get back here soon. No one. Yes, I would like to restore packages. Yes. Sure. Okay. Haven't seen that before. I hope I just didn't overwrite it from my GitHub account. Start over. Okay, this is Okay. Yeah, because we have the dark grass block, so that all saved. I don't have my editor. Okay, let's go back into our blocks props. I was working on huge rock block. See if it auto saved anything. Nope. Okay. Top. We'll see. I get faster as I go when I'm doing repetitive tasks, as most people do. Okay, Control W is a shortcut for duplicate, so I'm going to start using that. Now, Control W, V, 7, W, V, 12. Fader compiling. W, V, enter. Okay, file save. You hold Alt. Control. I'll go over here and hold Shift. So I want them all to be 2.55. And 0.5. What the? Okay, oh. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did do it wrong. Okay. Because I was, yep, I want them this size. I now need to slide them all. Origin. Okay, so this one I want the Y to be 50. Go by row. This will be 150. I'm just remembering these values from last time. It'll be negative 50. We want all of our blocks to be by 100. This will be negative 150. My row. Thanks. And 50. 50. No, wrong. Wrong axis. Control Z is your friend. 150. Okay. Save this. Now I'll compile and see. Okay, good. Didn't crash again. Good sign. Probably just ran out of memory because I'm streaming. Something like that. Okay, so that was used over here. So I can now see no gaps. Very nice. Smooth transitions. Okay. Save all that. Okay, so Huge Rock is done. I'm gonna go back and my main editor. Yeah. I'm gonna duplicate Huge Rock block because this is the dark one. I'm gonna go Huge Light Rock. Please. I'm gonna call this Huge Dark Rock. I'm actually gonna keep. I'd wanted this original was too dark, I think, so I wanted a lighter one, and this grass was too light, and I want a darker one. But now I have both textures, so I can use both where appropriate. Okay. Dark rock is fine. Bright rock. Go in here. Okay. The light rock one. Okay. I'm gonna. Sorry, that went off the screen. Whenever it makes a new tab, I have to make sure to drag it. It won't look right. Okay, so I'm gonna save this, and then I'm gonna throw in a huge light one just to see how it looks. Looks good. Okay. Okay, so I've got my huge light and dark rocks. All good. My huge cobblestone block. Read it. Best one here. Okay. These ones are all look like pie. Oh. Sorry, I have allergies, so I'm sniffling. I apologize. It is the bane of my existence, not just your listening pleasure. Okay. So what I want to do is take these huge cobblestone blocks, put them down flush. So that height is -40. Not you, door. You. Oh, actually, I can do this. Yeah, they're called huge stone. Okay. Yay, road. Okay, so I'm gonna fix this one the way I fixed the others, though. I actually like the road that thick with that texture. I just want to fix up the gaps. So that is huge cobblestone block. So we'll go into the viewport and select all these. They're at 5. I go, I had it in a different way, but I'm going to do 5.05. Nope. It's a decimal point, and you blow it out. Okay, and then my location. I'll make sure they're the same here. 100. 100. Okay, so that should fix the gaps up a bit. Now that I've got all the main blocks done, the huge ones, I'm going to test them. Make sure there's no gaps. Texture looks a little weird from this distance. Cobblestone. I think it's because it's in this small editor window. Okay, so I'm going to go glowing in here. Things glowing in there. Interesting. Okay, so if you'll notice, if I go down near the floor level, almost everything is slightly higher than the ground. Except a few things that I adjusted down. And these things are higher because this was a higher zone. It looks like I just have to update the height for some of these tiles. Okay. Just going to fix my demo level for a second. Basically what happened was I had these old tiles and we're updating them with our tiles and not just a basic BSP. So we've got all these like out of place tiles. Actually, I'm not even going to worry about it too much for this demo level because we're going to be rebuilding a whole bunch of levels later. So I'm not going to worry about the height issue. We're fixing this level. This is a test bed, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, what I am going to do is make a huge, or a light and a dark grass block. So I have a light, or the dark one. Check in, it's 2.5. I make it 2.55 to match all the other ones that we've been placing. And then, so it doesn't look out of place on top of these ones. It'll look the same size. And then I'm going to duplicate that. Make it dark grass. Which is what it is. Save that and go back into grass block. Make it dark. do it. Okay. They look okay on top of the grid. One doesn't. It could be because this is where it was placed. Yeah, 15. Yeah. Okay. Delete these. I'm just putting out test versions. These are the or the original assets. Okay. Dark green. Make a dark rock block, which is this one. Again, I'm going to make it 2.55. Okay, on top of the huge blocks. Might be causing some performance issues. Might be the lag, because they're overlapping slightly. Place them that way. But, find out. On 50s. Light rock. Rename you to dark. Light rock block. I'm going to change your texture. And while I am thinking, before I forget, I'm going to go change all the texture names. Okay, so there's our basic block tile structure set. So that's good. I like it. I'm going to save that. Okay, so now I'm going to go and change the material names. So this is going to be wall material. This is called white grass. No, let me rename you. There we go. Dark grass. That's light. No, that was rocky. This is the first one. Should be dark rock. And light rock. Okay, all of this should be go back to our blocks. Okay, so I got cobblestone block. I'm just going to call this dark grass, dark rock, grass, huge cobblestone. Where? Huh? I don't see another huge stone block. Huge dark grass, huge dark rock. Rock, stone. Just tidying up naming convention. Okay, so those are the assets we got so far for our blocks. And I think that was all I needed to really do was tidy those all up. So that, and fix them how they looked. Okay, so that's all for that. Now we're going to do something fun with blueprints and programming. Although mostly blueprints for this one. Okay, so those blocks here. And we're going to go 2. So, you might have seen it in the background as I was testing. But over here we have a flying skull. Who's actually just model-wise, he's a flying skull for now, but he will be a skeleton. I have another AI set up for the flying skull itself. So this is the way the skeleton's going to behave. It's going to walk at a home point. It'll wait at the home point, and it'll walk out to a random point on a circle around it. The random point is always picked between one of the 4 cardinal directions, but offset by about 45 degrees. Slightly random. You will eventually see all areas. So he goes from the center out to a point and wanders back to the center. And I've got the perception set up so if he sees me, he has a fairly short sight radius for this. Test it properly. If he turns around and sees me, he will become, he says saw player in the upper right, and he charges at me. Okay, so he did it again, saw me, so he charged at me. But I have a bug right now. Eventually he starts to bug out a bit. So what we're trying to work on here is after he charges me, he makes an attack. Regardless of whether I'm still there or not. So the skeleton is kind of dumb. He's just going to charge at you, attack, look around, charge at you, attack. And he'll be pretty easy when it's one-on-one. But when you have a horde of them and you're trying to dodge all of them coming at you from different directions, then they'll become a bit more problematic. So I will show you what I got so far. Keep out of this. Okay, so this is the skeleton. Although I'm using the flying skull model because we haven't got the skeleton model from artists yet. Skeleton. Okay, so the big thing here is this behavior tree. So it's not done, so that's why there is a bug. But basically, what's going on is it has a selector, and that's if you're in the idle state, it'll go down here and play this sequence. So it'll wait between, I think that's about a half to 1.5 seconds, or 2.5 seconds. And then it will wander. It'll go to the wander state. Okay. When it's in the wander state here, first it'll go through this sequence. It'll find a target position and move to that position. Once it's done that, it'll pop back up here and come up to this sequence and say, okay, now what do I do? Oh, I find my home spot where it considers home. And I set that to be my target position. And then I move to that position. Then I go back to being idle for a few seconds. So I go back to idle. So it'll go from idle to wander infinitely, back and forth. If I'm alerted, which only happens when my skeleton's perception detects a player, when I'm alerted, it'll set my target position. I go to the blackboard. Set my target position to be the target. The code that sets it to be alerted also sets my target position to be where the player was seen. Right? So then I'll wait a few seconds so I'm not just instantly reacting to you. Because you need some kind of... I'm going to put a slight deviation. Looks different. Skeleton's not always got the same reaction time. You need a little bit of variance on your AI, or it will look, and a little bit of reaction time, or it'll look not real. It takes a split second for someone to decide to do something. And while it is a dumb skeleton, we're still assuming it has some kind of magical brain powering it, running it around. Okay, so give it a bit of reaction time, and then it will move to the target position. This alerted state will also, when it is alerted, also set the movement speed higher, so you kind of do a charge speed for the movement instead of a regular speed. Then once you've arrived at that position, you're going to set it to attacking. And this is where I kind of left off. Yeah, I have other states here, but I don't. I have other states which I haven't yet implemented, but they're coming. So this is where I left off, basically, and this is where I have the bug. So after I'm done attacking, so when I move to the position, right before I set the state to attacking, I want to put in an attack animation. Put that in here. So I've got to figure out that. Leave a gap there so I remember to do that. Then I'm going to slide all this stuff over. Tricky sometimes. You can see the attacking state a bit better. So after I've played the attack animation, I will set my state to attacking. I know that sounds weird. Maybe I should if it sounds weird, then you've probably got the wrong name for your states. So, actually, what I could do is set the state to attacking, and then I'll do an attack animation here. And then I'll wait for my attack animation to finish. Then, what I wanted to do, I was using the same query that picks a random direction. Using that same query that I do in Wander to pick a random target to wander to. I was doing that to pick a random position, and then saying, hey, let's turn to face this thing, right? So, turn to face appears to never exit. Because if I were to exit this, well, it appears to not work at all. So I've got to figure that out. And this is a default node. This is one of the nodes that you can create. So if I drag it off, I can go task, rotate to face BB entry. So I put that in. and I renamed it turn to face. And then I said, what blackboard entry do I want to turn to face? This target position. And how many angles, how many degrees within is it okay to have rotated to? So somewhere this either isn't setting the target position properly because it's never rotating at all, or I think this blackboard task is a little off. So I think I'm going to code up my own. I'm going to take these out and make my own task that will look side to side. I want my guy to look 45 to the left, and then 90 to the right, and then back to the center, and then he'll if he hasn't seen the player, if he sees the player at any point, he enters alerted, so he'll charge again. But if the player was smart enough to leave their vision while they were charging, like run around to the side of it, so I can't see you, then you will not get caught again. So I want to replace these with my own task. So when to do that, you have to go in here, and we're going to make a new blueprint. New C++ class. So I'm doing everything in blueprints. So new blueprint class. And I want, if you put BTT, it'll bring up behavior tree tasks is what that stands for. So behavior tree task node. And below that you have a blueprint base. And these are all the ones I've made already. These are the tasks that I've made custom. So I've got a bunch of tasks that just are literally just setting me to the next state. So I make a new class of the base task. This is the base task. Select that, and it makes a new blueprint for me. And I'm going to call it BTT skeleton look side to side. Oh, I have that one. I was about to do this. Oh. Okay, so I'm just gonna see what I did here. All I had was event receive execute. So I'm gonna delete that because I like to put skeleton. Yeah. Okay. So I still need my event receive execute. So this goes off when you are calling this task. So when the tree says, so if I just compile and save here, go back to my tree, and I say I'm going to do the task skeleton look test side to side, what I just made. Okay, and I'm going to rename it look side to side. And I gotta remind myself to put an attack in here. So I'm gonna make another task that's built-in attack. While I'm in here. And BTT skeleton. Okay. And I'm going to go in here. Also attack animation. So I'll hook that up later. But I want to look side to side first. But I better do an event receive execute. Will probably crash. File save. Doesn't have to do anything. I don't think. Okay, so it's going to play an attack animation. Wait a few seconds. It's probably too long. I'm going to make this 0.5 seconds with slight variance. Okay, and actually, I'm going to take a short break because of biology. I'll be right back. Feel free to listen to my dogs if they make any noise. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'm back. Just gotta plug in my phone while you stare at my shirt. Because it was dying. Not water. I'm probably gonna stream till about 1:32 today. If there's anyone watching. So about another hour. Okay. So this is what I want to happen. I want to attack, wait a couple seconds, look side to side, and then once I've done that, I'm going to change my state. If I haven't seen the player, I have other code that automatically sets it to alert it if it sees the player. If I haven't seen the player, I'm going to return back to wander state. So let's do that as well. I think I already have one set up. Wander. Yep. Set my state to wander. Return to wander. Okay. So this is the structure. I now have to set up what these tasks do. Attack animation and my looking side to side. I'm going to do the looking side to side first because I think I know it best, but I might have to look some stuff up. In fact, I'm going to see if I can find anything over here on my NMR. Oh, sorry, I'll angle my glasses slightly so you don't get the glare of my window. Okay, so I have to use the rotate R interp 2. Okay. I'm going to rotationally interpret. This helps track a position. So my current position is the owner actor is me, the skeleton. So I'm going to get position. And it'll convert that. Wait, is this rotation? Oh, rotator. Okay. Yeah, I want to not get the location. I want to get the rotation. Okay. And now I want to rotate to the left. Okay. So I want to rotate to, again, it's going to be my actor's rotation. But I want it to rotate 45 degrees to the left. So I have to rotate this. Nope. But have the rotation. Combine rotator. That's what it is. Sorry, I had to look that up. combine rotator. I want to take in my original rotation and this rotation, which is, maybe I got the wrong one. Make rotation. Make rotator. Okay. I want to, what's up? I know it sounds silly, but up is blue, which is Z. So I want to make a rotation about X, Y. So if I can, I'll make rotation from X, Y. No. Okay, let's make a rotator. See what that wants. Okay, that's probably what I want. So I want my yaw to be negative 45. So this rotates about, I think, we'll see how it works. But it'll take the actor's rotation and reduce it by 45, which should turn to the left first. I can eventually do it, randomly pick a direction, but I just want to get this working first. Okay. And so I want to do that until I'm going to make a rotator, current actor's rotation. I think I'm going to need here. I'm going to need a do once, setting up where my starting rotation was. And then I'm going to interpolate through this. Receive tick. So look this up here instead. Okay, so this is going to interpret set actor rotation. And the target is the owning actor. And the new rotation is going to be the interpreted one. Okay. So every frame I'm going to rotate to the left here. Okay. And then I'm going to check if I've reached my new rotation. So on execute, I need to promote this to a variable. And we're going to call it actor starting point, starting rotation. Okay. And we're going to set it. Get rotation. Put that in there. So when I first run this, I'm going to get my rotation and set it into my starting rotation. Okay. And now I'm going to check. Then every tick while this task is active, it'll call a tick. Okay. And it'll do that until I call, I think it's event. Abort. Or abort. Finish abort. Yeah. So once I call this, it's going to stop running this task. The reason, so I also have like a whole bunch of others states here. They just set the state to alerted and they don't call abort. That's because the tree itself will abort when the tree branch. I went into each of these branches, that's why they glow teal, and it'll abort itself. Observer aborts itself. And whenever I am no longer in alerted state, it'll abort and go back up to here, and then figure out what state I'm in and jump down there. Okay, so look side to side. So I'm going to get my rotation, set it so I know where I started from. Then I'm going to rotate to the left 45. Okay. And I'm going to see if the rotation was successfully set. Okay. Do a branch. Yes. Sometimes it isn't. So if this is true, then I'm going to do another branch. If it's false, I'm going to print string. Rotation failed. Okay, but I'm now going to... Sorry, I can't zoom in anymore if you can't follow along. For some reason they don't let you zoom in past this. I can zoom out. Zoom in past this. Really wish I could, because it's a little small on my big monitor. But okay, so now if it was successfully set, I will now check to see if that rotation is within the target for this. So if I started at my actor rotation, right, I want to see if it's my starting rotation minus 45. So, how do I do differences in rotations? Okay. Air rotation. Angle between. Do I have an angle between? Delta. No, I don't know. That's what I want, I think. So my axis is going to be my Z. And my angle is negative 45. Okay. So I've got a rotator from axis and angle. And I want to see if this one, the resultant one, is within X degrees of that. I have to look this one up as well. I've just hopped into the Unreal right here. Oh, there's a not equal node. Ha! So, oops. Not equal. So there's a not equal node that has a tolerance. Okay. So I would rather have an equal node, but maybe there is. There is. Have a tolerance? Yes. Okay. So equals. Okay. So this rotator is the rotator we resulted from over here. Okay, so this is my final rotation that I want. Okay. And this is where it ended up. So it's interpolating to this position. Okay. And it's only going to get here if this is true anyway. So if over. So if this difference is between, that's a pretty big margin of error, so I'm going to put 0.5. That's my tolerance. Actually, I'm going to put like, just so I can see it working. Okay, so if I come within 3 degrees of negative 45 degree angle, then I'm done. So I'm just going to rotate to the left to start, to make sure I'm doing all this right. So if I'm done, I'm going to exit. So I'm going to take the finish of work. So I'm done the task. Okay, I think that's about right. So when I begin, I'm going to set my actor starting rotation. I don't know if I'm going to use it yet, but yeah, because I think I can just set up rotators like this. Oh no, this is not going to work. Okay. This needs to be my actor starting rotation. I don't know if I can do that. Unclear. Yeah. No, I don't even want that. Yes. Line rotation. Yeah, I want to combine rotators with this. Combine rotator. It would have been pretty funny, I think, what would have happened. We will never find out, as I caught it beforehand. Okay, so I'm going to take my starting. I was like, why am I not using my starting rotation? Take my starting rotation, rotate it 45 degrees to the left on the yaw, combine those, and compare it to where I have finished interpolating to. And if that is within 3 degrees, I will break and finish my rotation. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my state, if I can remember where I do that. I'm going to set my state to attacking to start, so I can just test this a bit easier. So I'm actually going to put a big weight in here, right here. And just so I have time to catch it before it hops to wander. Let's see. So, where do I set my initial date? I think it's in my folder. Why? I don't need this in my skeleton. I'm not a source of stimuli. Well, I might be in the future. Maybe it's in my blackboard itself. My, nope. My cat is now watching us. Current state. Oh. I never remember where I set this to start. Okay. Go back to the controller. This is, by the way, this is my blueprint for the perception. On perception updated, I loop through if, and I get it from the AI perception component. I then get the actors and I cast that to a playable character. If that's true, I say I saw a player. And I set my target player and I saw a player. And those are just two functions. Change all the things in Blackboard. Okay. One behavior tree. Here comes the kitty. I'm from behind the camera to say hello. This is Flint. Flint is a good programmer. So maybe I do it in the object. Actual skeleton. Hey. She's pinning my mouse hand. I can't get any. And yes, I'm left-handed. Okay, so I have a death attack. Visualize. That's not doing it. Begin play for my behavior tree just runs the behavior tree. Is it just because my enum is as idle as first? That'd be interesting. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh well, I'll just go attract him before I test. Behavior tree. Blackboard. Okay, So what we should see, this should do nothing. I should wait a few like a split second before it starts. And then it should rotate 45 degrees to the left, wait 5 seconds, and jump into wander. Okay, so that's what I'm going to look for when I get him out of alert. And going to be tough with Kitty. So he's in wander. I want to get him into alert. Okay, he saw me. Me again. Okay, now I'm going to go to my behavior tree because it's doing something. It's stuck in attack animation. This didn't do anything. Okay. So, the attack animation that it did make was because I have it currently manually set up whenever the character enters its detection melee radius, it'll attack. I'm just gonna type some. So you guys can always see that and say hi. Okay, so it did get here. Attack animation wasn't doing anything, so I'm just going to immediately call abort on here. Abort. And we'll get to fixing that up later. Okay, so this should immediately call abort now. Let's try that. If you just go to his home spot, you'll see. Up there, I told you to abort. Okay, I'm just going to delete that node then. I'm going to drag this on my other monitor so I can see what's up while I play. I'm sorry that you guys won't get to see that. Hello, PRG. Welcome back. Good to see you again. In a while. Indeed. Okay. What? So I'm doing some AI here. I'm testing this skeleton guy. Okay. Looks side to side. Is not doing anything. Right. Getting to. Yeah, I'm not rotating at all. Also not setting my player position very well. Whew. How long you been here, CRG? I bet you've been watching me for like an hour and I didn't even know. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm working on Time of Ending, which is my school project. Um, it's a action RPG. Um, Currently working on the AI and running into some issues. Okay, back to behavior tree. Okay. It looks like this isn't firing properly. Where's my controller? Just character, so set the target player to be new target character. Target player. Target location. Name that. Like you finished it, published it, or finished it for a project? Something I can see? Nice. Setting the target location. Are you still called that? Oh, what's the game about? ERG? Oh, okay. Which tutorial? Okay. I think I've seen that one. I didn't take it myself, but somebody else I knew in class used it because he had a game that was working similarly. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so I'm setting this location, and the blackboard doesn't appear to move very far. I'm going to draw a draw sphere. I'm going to draw this sphere when I set it. Nice. Did you use the old GUI or the new GUI stuff? The new canvas? Okay, draw this. Yeah, I like it a lot better. Although, now that I'm in Unreal, I strongly prefer UMG over Unity's UI. It's so nice. Yeah, I think I was running 5.2 last time I used Unity as well. I have a Unity game on my YouTube channel. Overload. Programmed almost everything in my hand. It's fun. Unreal is, I love it. I love the visual programming almost too much because I should be doing more in C++ for it, but I tend to just be like, I'll do it in Blackboards first. Or in Blueprints first. And that's probably a bad idea. But I do have some C++ code in here. It's just nice because you can code the things that are easier to code and drag and drop the things that are easier to drag and drop. Yeah. You're flicking your tail. Why are you upset, kitty? Okay, so the debug draw a sphere where it thinks it saw me, and see if it's actually running there, or if I'm actually there when it sees me. Play a window. Yeah, it's not going there. It's going 2 inches forward and stopping. Okay, let's check that out. I remember seeing that bug happen before. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I'll take this off. Target position. Alright, thank you. Yeah, we worked pretty hard on it. We're about 2.5 months into development. But there's 4 of us working on it, and we do probably about 2 to 5 hours a week. And we did one day where we were like powering it out. Okay, so I am looking at a Dishvan target position, and then set state to attacking. So this is moving to target position, not actor, which is good. Does move to do that, or does it need a target actor? I think that might be the issue. Move the AI pawn toward the specified actor or location entry using navigation. Okay, so that should be okay. I'm going to in here this set state to attacking. I'm gonna do a different colored sphere for where it thinks the target location is. Left. Take to attacking. So right before I exit, I'm just gonna throw a debug draw sphere. Hey. And this one's the position is going to be, so I'm going to have to get the blackboard value. Here. Okay, I'm getting the blackboard. Value as location as vector. And the key name is... Alright. Okay, or what am I looking at? Alright. Very good. Of course I said lay, because apparently I'm a little Hawaiian today. Okay, going back to Blackboard, because I forget the name. Target position. Target. Oh, I have to save and compile. And when you do that, you can set the default value here. What are you doing? No eating wires. Hey, you're a bad kitty. Go now. You have to go now. And trying to chew a hole through my phone charger. It's intimidating to start, but it's super easy to use once you get used to it. Like any function you want from the engine is you just right click and you start looking for it, or you type for it. So if you want to change a rotation, yeah, you can. Okay, what do you want to do? I want to get the axes of rotation. I want to make a rotation from the Z axis, about the Z axis, like all this stuff is rotations. And you want to, what is Niagara? Oh. You want to access your widgets, you go into your UI widgets and shut down menus and whatever you want. You just need to know what you're looking for. Okay, so my current target key, what it called target position. Rename that to target position. So this name has to match the name in the Blackboard for it to access that variable in the Blackboard. And I'm going to call this position key. So they match as well. Okay, so it's going to look into this Blackboard, get its target position, and draw a circle there. And then it's going to set my state to attacking. So this should draw a circle where it thinks I am in the Blackboard. And I'm also drawing a circle for where I sent in that information. So we'll see why it's not. We'll see if they're the same. Actually, I should make them different colors. This should be like pink. So the pink one is where it thinks I am in the Blackboard, and the white one is where it thinks I am. Double the segments as well, so they're overlap. And the white one is where I told it I was, according to perception. It saw me. Okay, so it made the pink sphere. Okay, why did it bug out sometimes? I don't know. Some things are confusing in here. Okay, well, now he's working just fine for the chase. Let's test that again. Let's see. Should have drawn the pink one a lot earlier. Saw me, ran to where I was. Sees me again. Not drawing a white circle. Let's see. God. It's like perception stops working the first time you see something. Okay, back to my behavior tree. So I set my state to attacking, and I think pretty sure it's getting stuck in look side to side. Well, I'm going to show you that. Xiaomi. Okay. So right now it's in its behavior tree. Yeah, it is stuck in look side to side. So if we go into the look side to side and set the debug object to be this guy. This is never true. What are these values? Watch this value. Yep. It is beautiful. So it is currently running. You just have to change, like if you had multiple objects in the scene running the same tree and they were working differently, you could do this. You can't change things on the fly, but you can see what's going on on the fly. So really weird. What's going on? Yeah, so this, like, if you have a yellow border around it, it's telling you what's going on, and then this is telling you where it is in the behavior tree. So it's in this task, look side to side. So I went into look side to side, and it's in yellow. But you have to choose what you're going to watch, because multiple things have it. And then this flow control thing is telling you where it is on here. So every tick, it's going in, setting the rotation to this, and yeah, you can still, like, this is all hooked up to Visual Studio. I can open Visual Studio and program everything in C++ if I wanted to. But the visual scripting, you can debug it in here, which is one of the reasons why I also like it as much as, not more than C++. I know it's probably blasphemy for me to get hired, but yeah, see how I can't change anything? All I can do is watch. So obviously, when I'm watching these two, the yaw being 65 and my yaw being 110, that is obviously not within 3 degrees, so it just keeps spitting out true. The issue I'm having is it's not lerping to the next value. So what's this value? So it's 110. It should be so this should be interpolating between 110 and 65. Oh, because I didn't set my interpolation speed. That'll do it. Okay, so that's a little embarrassing. Okay, so interpolation speed is how fast it rotates. So it's going to do 20% of the rotation each frame. Now let's go back and watch this again. Okay, I'll get its attention, charge me, and it's stuck. Let's go see. There, here, and let's watch. Not. Where'd they go? Yeah, they haven't done it yet, but there's word is on the street that you'll eventually have up here a convert to C++ button. You can lay the code structure out here in visual programming, blueprint system, and then you convert it to C++ and boom, you just can edit the code by hand once it's generated that. But you also have an amazing amount of flexibility because you can just code in C++ if you want, or you can code visually if you want. I'm a bit more of a visual person, so I really like this, but I know other people don't. So stop watching. I think I have to stop watching it for it to work properly. And maybe I'll up this to 80%. Delta time, what's this? Time since last tick. I gotta give it this. Haha! That was probably also a problem. They'll see me, eventually see me, charge me, rotate. Rotate, man. Rotate! Oh, gotta play in window. Yeah, word is it's not coming till like late 4.11 or 4.12. Still stuck in there. This guy. And let's watch some value. That's why it wasn't working. Cause says it's rotating, but it is not rotating. Yeah, that's why I like Unreal over Unity at the moment, is because you have visual programming as an option and other option. Okay, so it should be spinning in a circle. This guy should be sitting in a circle, spinning in a circle. And then the numbers are saying it should be spinning. Yes, it's actually more powerful than Unity because Unity is using JavaScript and C#, whereas this is C++, and you have access to the entire library in C++, and it's open source when you're using it, so you can recode parts of the engine to suit your game specifically when you get to that kind of skill level. Up this to like 10. Maybe it's rotating too fast. Interpolation speed, delta time. Put this back down. File save, play in window. Okay. Not rotating. So this is returning these negative. It's spinning around. That's all good. This is the value I want it to get to, and it's not changing at all. But this is not actually rotating it. It says it is. I'm going to look this up real quick. Set actor rotation. Not rotating the actor. Oh, I'm just going to put this over here for a sec. You guys can follow along my researching. No, that actor rotation doesn't work. You need to set the controller rotation. Rotate controller. Okay, so we will do that. Let us play. Okay, so here instead of set actor rotation, I want to get my AI controller. And then I'm going to set its instead. So I put that up here. And yep. That doesn't. Okay, so I get the AI controller of the controlled actor. Set its rotation to my new rotation. And then check if that rotation is within 10 degrees of my starting rotation minus 45 degrees. And if it is, I'm going to stop. Come to me. No rotation. Still stuck in here. Maybe I need the... Yeah, I probably have to do that. What is this? negative 25, and 18. Oh, I have to get the controller rotation. Okay, so the controller here, I think. Boom. So my starting rotation is that, and then I do controllers. No. Okay, so I'm gonna get the AI controller's rotation, combine it, make it negative 45, compare it to its original rotation, which was set at the beginning, and I take that starting rotation, back 45 from it. When I get within 10 degrees of it, I'm gonna work. Play in window. What? How did you get over there? Weird. Nudge me. Rotate. Rotate! Why won't you rotate? It wants it to be 89. 134 minus 45. So, right. Yeah. And it rotates. Going. So this is saying rotate to the 88 target. Current is this. Keeps rotating back up. Try this one more time. Here you want. This should be starting rotation. Break! this keeps fluctuating with this, so it keeps rotating slightly to maybe. I don't know. Because I kept moving the goalpost, I think it was not working very well. The goalpost is my starting rotation minus 45. I'm going to interpolate to that position from my current position. And right. Been around. Okay, I think I'm not understanding what these nodes are doing. I think I'm going to stop for the day, do some research. I might pop back on around 2. I just don't want to bore watchers with me reading websites for an hour. But if I see anything, I'll come back and show you. Thanks for dropping in, CRG. It's good to see you again. Chatting with you. And, yeah, we will see you guys soon. Yeah, development can be tricky. Sometimes when you don't know you don't know how to do it exactly, it's gonna be tough. But I might be back. I'll at least record a video and show how I fixed it. Okay. Thanks for everybody for watching, and I will have this on YouTube by the end of the day, probably. Okay.